Hello, I'd like to spend a little bit of time getting you oriented to the course EDCI 5305. We're going to be spending most of the summer, 10 weeks, on the course, and I have a few tips that might help you get started. The first thing to know is that we're going to be using Blackboard. Blackboard is different from Angel. Many of you are familiar with Angel, but not familiar with Blackboard. We're going to be learning together as we go through the course how to use Blackboard. I haven't used it before. This is the first time I've used Blackboard. When you log in, you should see something similar to this. You won't see the banner on top that says student preview mode is on. That's for me so that you can see what you'll probably see. I have no announcements yet, task, what's new, to do, and so forth. I'm going to figure out how to do that in the next few weeks. The important part here is that you need to look at about this course. Let's click on there, see what we'll see. And that tells you about the course. We are Quality Matters certified, which is a big deal. The syllabus, and you can click on there to see the syllabus, and we'll look at that in a minute. The content, and that's what you need to see most. Okay, here's news headlines. We'll use this later for assignments or things that I find happening in curriculum that I might find in different newspapers and articles and so forth. If you have questions, hopefully I'll answer them quickly. You can click on there and I'll try to answer them quickly, and then maybe one of your classmates can click on it. You might want to send me an email to remind me that there's something there. Angel didn't notify me like it should have that I had something there. So we'll see how that works. Rubrics for different assignment types. That'll be useful to see what I'm looking at. And then introductory module week 1. And we'll talk about that in a minute because that's what you're going to be doing next week. Week 2, which starts on June 15th, and it has the objectives and the tasks and so forth. And what you will do if to see what's in week 1 is you click on introductory module week 1, and you see here meet the instructor. Meet the instructor basically gives a real quick resume or history on less than a page. Let's go back. Introductory module, Dr. Anderson's course and syllabus introduction. It's not 2014 summer, it'll be 2015 summer. I'll update that as soon as I finish editing this video. Course syllabus, invalid file, that's not good. I'll have to put a valid file in there. I thought I had fixed that. Important course information, acknowledgement of course syllabus. There are points associated with this. This will ask you that you've read the syllabus, you understand the syllabus, and you'll get your points once you do this acknowledgement. Acknowledgement of COED policies, those are all in the syllabus. Once you've read and understood those, click that, you'll get points for that. And then the meet and greet forum, where you talk about yourself a little bit, and then you respond to three of your classmates, their postings, or you can reply to all of them if you want to. Looks like it's going to be a small class. Last week there were like 6 registered, then we went up to 7, then we went up to 8 yesterday, and I checked again today and we're back down to 7. By Tuesday of next week, the last day to register late, or Monday even, we'll see how many we have as we start. Expectations of students, Dr. Anderson's introduction to APA format. APA format is going to be really important. Those who've had me before know I'm a stickler about APA format for your references. Though you cannot get an A in this class unless you master APA early in the course. Mastering it the last few weeks won't get you an A. You're going to lose enough points on each assignment so that you will not be able to get an A in the class unless you master APA. Of course, you also have to have good work as well and keep up and get everything in on time and be strong with your grammar skills as well to get an A. Here's the APA Purdue OWL website, which will help you with APA. And I also recommend the most current edition of the APA manual, and that's listed in the syllabus as recommended resources. etiquette, your data technical requirements, necessary knowledge and skills for distance learning, all good stuff. Okay, it gives you some hints on if you're not seeing my videos. This tells you why. Hopefully this isn't blocked. I'll explain that later. All you have to do is call me on the phone, and I'll give you my phone number soon. Some of these I'll need to delete some of those. Technical support services, accessibility policies, handbook, other things like that. I think you get the idea of what's most important here. And the great thing is that I'm starting you off easy this semester. Week 1, which is starting on Monday, I believe that's the 8th of June, you'll have that whole week to just concentrate on the week 1, getting used to doing your acknowledgments, the meet and greet. That's the only assignments that are due, so you can get used to Angel. You can get the textbook, not Angel, get used to Blackboard, that you can read up on APA, that you can get a head start on week 2, and then submit early so that I can give you some feedback. Let's go to the syllabus. My office hours. My office location is KL 319E, but you will not find me there until like the day before graduation for the summer. I'm in Colorado. This is my 3rd summer in Colorado, and I'll be teaching from Colorado most of the time. I'll teach from California for a while, Minnesota, Michigan, some other places where I'm traveling during the semester, but I'll always be there for my office hours, which are 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Laredo time. Not Denver time, Laredo time. But still, you can go ahead and call me anytime, text message me. Calls to my office get directed to my cell phone. And you'll probably see my cell phone number once you call my office as the other line. And so if I call you back, then you'll have that and you'll be able to send me text messages. I answer text messages when I get up in the morning. I answer them during the day. In the evening up until about 10 o'clock p.m. Laredo time, because that's usually when I like to start getting to bed. And I turn everything off. And then I check in the morning, and before I leave in the morning, I answer emails. And then I go off and I do whatever I'm doing. And then as I get breaks and get a chance, I respond to emails and text messages and voicemails and so forth. So I'm available all the time. There's my email address, the TAMIU email address. The textbook. This is the 9th edition of this particular book. Really good book. Excellent book. It's not meant for undergraduates. It's meant for graduate students. You have to have a TaskStream subscription. If you don't know if you have a TaskStream subscription, go to Miss Annie's office, and next to Miss Annie is someone named Claudia Sanchez. Claudia Sanchez helps you with TaskStream subscriptions. I'll be checking pretty soon and make sure everyone has one, and if you don't, we'll get that to you quickly. You need a TaskStream in order to complete the final assignment for the course. The map here, okay, justification for late missing assignments. You cannot submit anything late. Chances are that you won't get any credit for anything submitted late. If you have a really, really good excuse and you give it to me before it's due, I'll go ahead and accept it maybe once. But after that, you need to get organized and get everything in on time. Description of assignments and so forth. You'll get used to these as we go along. I'll give you some previews of the assignments that come up before the week 2. I'm about to record a couple of those previews for the assignment and previews for the chapters. You might want to watch those and read the chapters. There's a difference between undergraduates and graduate students. Undergraduates oftentimes will just read the information they think they need to answer the question, or just read the information. Just try not to read the textbook. You just try to get through. You have so much going on in your lives. Graduate students, there's the expectation that you read the chapter once, maybe twice. Everybody reads everything. You don't just go looking for the information just to answer the question. Now, when you find the information to answer the question, you might read that part a little more carefully. You might read it 2, 3 times to really understand what you're doing. But everyone is expected to be reading. You're more mature now. You really want to learn. You want to improve. You're not just trying to get a grade. You're trying to become a professional with a graduate degree, with a master's degree. Make sure you're ready to commit yourself to learning at this level. If you're not, you might have more trouble with the course. I'll give you feedback to all assignments within 48 hours of the assignment deadline unless travel or illness delays grading for a short time. Students will be given notification of any delay. And my availability is basically all the time. Okay, there's my cell phone number in the syllabus right here. I was wondering if it was in there. And you can call me 7 days a week. I don't mind being bothered. In fact, it sort of breaks up my day. If I'm doing a long drive, I have a headset here. I have my Bluetooth right here, and I talk to my students pretty much all the time. Feel free to call me. Also, feel free to send me your assignments before the due date to see if you're on the right track. If you're having trouble with APA, go ahead and send it to me. If you don't think you really understand or you have doubts about how I might read it, send it to me ahead of time, not the day it's due. Try to send it before that. Well, you can send it the day it's due, but please send it several hours before it's due. Don't send it to me at 8:30 in the evening and expect me to be able to give you good feedback. I can just give you very little feedback in that case, but the sooner you give it to me, the better feedback I can give you. I'm happy to do that. It's no problem. Okay, and also, if you don't understand why I take off points, give me a call and we can talk about it. You'll learn much more that way than I'll give very brief rationale for lowering your grade, and to get more detailed feedback, you'll have to give me a call. Not just an email, you need to call me. Don't be afraid to call me. I'm a nice guy. Talks about posting content and so forth. Okay, netiquette. Okay, the grading. Here are the assignments, and there are different task assignments, discussions, midterm exam, action research proposal, literature review for the action research, and an action research paper. These are going to keep you busy this summer. There's the expectation that everyone is a teacher or a former teacher. If you've taught in a classroom and you have access to your materials, or if you can remember the materials you used before, you should be fine in the course. If you've never taught before, if you've never done student teaching, you're going to struggle in this course. This is going to be hard, and you need to call me, and you need to, we can work out something. I can give you some suggestions. Maybe the earlier we start on that, the better. I will learn a lot of this during your meet and greet. During the meet and greet, please tell me what you've taught, when you've taught, and grade levels, all those kind of things. So that's important because that's going to be what we're going to talk about this semester. The book is really good in that as you read the book, I'll try to remind you of this every week and for every chapter. Think of the topics in the book. Think of the courses you've had with me before. Undergraduate course, graduate course. How does it fit into these ideas about curriculum? The classroom you're teaching in, and you'll be able to apply immediately what you're reading about in each of these chapters. Think of your school. How is your school running? How are things going? Think of your school in relation to everything in each of the chapters. Your school district, the same way. Think of all these things at the level of the school district. How are they doing? How do you think they're doing? Now, the thing about this book is that they're not saying what you're doing is right or what you're saying it's wrong. What they're doing is explaining to you what you're doing and why you're doing it, and what you might call what you're doing as far as philosophy or approach or something. So you're going to learn a lot as you go through this course. Okay, now the grades. Generally, people who have had my course before, usually half of them get an A, half of them get a B. Just in general, or sometimes 2/3 get an A, 1/3 get a B. Nothing wrong with a B at the graduate level. First-time students, oftentimes a third of them will get an A, a third of them will get a B, and a third of them will either get a C or fail or withdraw. So if you're a first-time student, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage, so try to get feedback from me and don't try to do it all by yourself. It's hard, especially getting used to APA to start with, and maybe the reading is tough for you, and I can give you some ideas. The withdrawal date is August 6th, 2015, which is like 1 week before graduation. So you have all the way up until like 1 week before graduation to withdraw from the course and not get your C or your F. If you've already had 2 C's, I think if you only had, I think you're allowed to have only 1 C while you're a graduate student. That's very different from undergraduate. If you get 1 C, that's the only C you're allowed to have. And if you get a second C, you might get dismissed from the program, from the master's program. So watch your grade. Here is the schedule, and look that over. If you have a vacation or something important happening somewhere in there, I'm here in Colorado. You can be somewhere else. That's fine. Just get your work in on time. I'm going to answer my emails. I'm going to grade assignments. I'm going to prepare for class no matter where I am all through the summer. You can do the same. And you might want to work ahead 1 week, 2 weeks, in order to maybe take a week off and just enjoy your family or a trip or something like that. Go ahead and look at the schedule, see where this fits in with your summer schedule, and plan on when you're going to be able to work ahead. I'm going to try to give you everything like 2 weeks in advance. Each of the, for instance, when classes start on Monday, hopefully you'll see week 1 and week 2, and you'll see everything there ready to go, and you can start. Okay, here's the policies. Talks about plagiarism, technology, all these things, incomplete grades. Turn it in. I use Turnitin all the time. Well, if you have any questions, please give me a call, send me an email, and I'll be happy to talk with you. I'm looking forward to this semester. I hope you are as well.